The Daft Hour. Daft Hour. Daft Hour.
Welcome to the Daft Hour, an hour-ish of daftness with your hosts, the artists formerly known as, and Morgan Fantastic. There you go, as an intro, it's like the good old days, isn't it?
It was. It's like we're back on radio.
Back on the radio. So welcome to show 14.
Yeah, welcome everyone. That's my favourite Plush Goulash song.
It is a good track, actually. There's no lyrics in this one. I think there's a bit of chorusy bit, but there's no lyrics.
Oh, it's very good. I'd very much like you to play it in a really big dance club.
Oh, well, our dream has been to do this one, but every layer of the audio I want done, like live, but I want it animated by parrots. Not parrots doing the animation. I want animation of parrots, because parrots doing the animation would be ridiculous.
Puppetry.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I meant animated as in cartoon, but puppetry would be a great idea. So each of these...
so this is not like a live theatre performance.
It is now. We've just changed it on the fly. That's what we want to do. That's what. Yeah, I want a live theatre performance of all of the
animated
layers.
puppets, but with people doing the voices behind.
Yeah.
Why don't we go on Britain's Got Talent with this?
Because we'd be laughed off.
Well, so what? It'd get on telly, wouldn't it? And that's all that counts these days.
That is all that counts. That's all that matters in life.
I'm thinking of applying next year.
Okay, for Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Has that been cancelled?
No, it's still on.
Has X Factor been cancelled?
Yeah, it got cancelled.
Oh, I knew one of them had been cancelled.
That's shit. But,
yeah, because Britain's Got Talent is top notch.
It's top notch. No, I'm thinking of. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just apply and then see what
Figure
happens.
it out. Yeah. I think.
I don't expect anything to come of it, and I don't expect to win. But hey, if I got on telly, it'd be good something to talk about, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, so I'll keep you in the loop on Britain's Got Talent watch. I've missed out on this year, so it'd have to be 2023.
Right. Okay, well, welcome to show 14 of the Daft Hour with me, the artist formerly known as...
And me, Morgan Fantastic.
Morgan Fantastic.
Yeah, I did a little burp out.
I thought it was a dramatic pause, but a very odd place to put the
stammer or a stroke.
Right. Sometimes it's a combination of all of them, and that's fine.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there who are potentially listening, and to all you mother lovers.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of mother lovers. Speaking of mothers, not mother lovers, my mother is over, and I saw her for the first time in about 2.5 years.
Oh, isn't that nice? Where's she staying?
She's staying at mine and my brother's. I cooked a Sunday dinner today.
Did you?
I say cooked. I got pre-cooked chicken.
Yeah.
I got pre-made Yorkshire puddings.
Yeah.
I got frozen mash.
Yeah.
So what I did is I heated up some Sunday dinner. You
should have just ordered one in.
I should have. It possibly would have been cheaper as well. However, it would probably have had to wait hours because everyone would have had the same thoughts if they couldn't get booked in somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's Mother's Day. We've just talked about that.
Yeah, it's busy on Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's busy on Mother's Day, isn't it? Oh well. Well, nice. I'm glad. Is she come over on her own?
She has this time, because my sister would normally come, but she has to work. She's got lots of work to do because she's hard working.
Well, it's a good excuse, isn't it?
To not come and see me. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I've got work.
Sorry, I've got really important things.
Yeah. What important things are there? Oh, I've
got
it's just something else.
Yeah, I've got to hoover the oven.
Yeah, and I've got to tell everyone in Canada, great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, guys.
And then smoke some
weed.
Moose.
Yeah, weed moose. Moose weed.
You'll get started just because I'm recording a burger. Yeah, we get us a cheeseburger, actually.
This is staying in.
Thank you. Have you recorded that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just paused there because
me ordering food.
Morgan is ordering a cheeseburger. Where are you getting it from?
I don't know. We were going to cook and then it said, do you want a delivery? And I went, yeah.
Yeah, cheeseburger.
We're going to watch Spider-Man later.
Oh, it's a good movie.
I've
The
seen
latest
it before,
one.
but it's Mother's Day and it was Mother's choice, so
Oh, really? Okay.
we're going to watch Spider-Man and eat burgers.
Burgers, cheeseburgers. Are you having fries?
Oh, yeah.
So would you get garlic sauce with your fries?
I do love a bit of garlic sauce, but I've got to be careful because it upsets me tummy.
Do you know why that is? Because you're
'Cause it's
getting
fucked.
old.
And my ibs.
Oh, your ibs, yeah.
What we called it before?
Oh, inside tummy tits.
Inside tummy tits.
He's got inside tummy tits, yeah. I don't even know what that means.
It means I'm screwed for life.
Right.
But either or. Hey, yeah, anyway, Bambi.
Aye.
Oh, sorry, artist. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't get you. Can you change your name again?
No.
All right. Oh, by the way, you done that intro.
Yeah.
Are you going to do one if Herod comes back on a regular basis?
Yeah. No, we'll do different ones. So interestingly, last week I got very confused, didn't I? So we arranged to record the show, and a message popped up on my screen saying,
Yeah, I had to cancel it.
"Oh, I'm gonna have to cancel. You two should still do it." And it didn't say who it was from, so I went ahead and prepared for the show, assuming it was Elvis, and it wasn't. It was you. so I messaged you going, "Oi, why aren't we
I
recording?"
know, I was like, eh? I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, so that was my fault for not reading the message properly.
It's okay, darling. Don't worry about it. I felt more
okay,
bad for you.
Thank you for forgiveness.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, what have you been doing anyway?
Oh, I've been messing with electronics I have no place messing with. I removed a single pedal from every daffodil I pass. I hiked up the cost of diesel and petrol.
Oh, not again.
I did that. I had tea and biscuits. I drilled some holes. I dug some holes. I ate a whole chicken. Holy crap, I feel sick. I ordered some parts. Bought some tools. Cut myself with the new tools and failed at networking. That's what I've been up to. I'll go back to the top one. I messed with electronics I have no place messing with. So I, for a living, because this doesn't pay, believe it or not, for a living,
I don't know why.
I can't imagine. I mess with laser cutters. I operate. I design.
Lasers.
I design
you work
stuff
at a laser fun place.
and operate laser fun places. And the laser fun place machine broke. And we ordered a part that we thought it was, and it wasn't that part, so I had to order another part. And that part takes voltages of 230 volts that come out the wall and knocks it up to 4,000 volts.
Oh, what a silly biff.
Yeah, and I have no place messing with that kind of technology.
Nope.
Yeah, I did, and I only electrocuted myself once. But I think it was
How
more.
did you not die?
I think it was actually more of a static shock, because if it was the full load, I would have been ouchie dead, I suspect.
Or you might have turned into some sort of superhero /
Yes. No, but the problem is, being dyslexic, it's not a superhero, it's a soup hero. So I can just at will produce any flavour soup.
What soup do you specialise in?
From my fingertips. I prefer a nice smooth soup, so like a tomato soup, because it's got no
Can't go wrong with tomato.
It's got no lumps in it. But as soon as you get one of the lumps in it, it hurts my fingertips a bit. So like if you wanted
A chicken soup.
a chicken soup, that's not so bad because chicken's quite stringy, it just goes through. But like something like a big vegetable soup with big chunks in, those big eat soups you can get with big chunks.
Yeah. Like, how much soup do you need?
I know, yeah, but that hurts my fingertips. So
Yeah.
yeah, so an emergency.
It's like getting a kidney stone. You have to piss it out.
But it's through my fingertips. I broke my fingertips earlier.
You did.
I
And
did. I
you
got them
very
caught.
loudly went, "Oh, my fingertips."
Well, I said tips, but it definitely sounded like tits.
It did.
My fingertips. So my fingertips produce soup
Right.
of any description. That's why I am a super.
I'm a fan of all
Superhero.
tits.
What about soup?
Hey, I said all tits. I'm inclusive with my tits.
Yes.
So I'm a fan of your finger tits producing soup.
Soup, yeah. So that's what I've been up to. I've gained soup powers from messing with electronics I have no place doing.
Good, man. That sounds busy.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I went. Well, you can tell, like, on a whim, half an hour ago, put down stuff for the show. It was me who was underprepared this time. But yeah, I went to see John Bishop last week.
Oh, yeah, was he?
He was all right.
Oh, you meant in the show, not...
Yeah, I went to see him at a show.
Didn't have a
He's
pint.
all right, and I like John Bishop. He's a nice guy, and he is funny, but he's not like chortle, laugh out loud, hilarious.
Okay.
But it was good. I enjoyed it. But to be honest, I did the old I'm gonna drink during the show thing. And after like 5 pints in, like, man, I was up and down the toilet. I say he was all right. He was probably hilarious, and I just missed half.
You missed all of the build-up and maybe
Yeah.
got half a punchline. Like,
Yeah.
why is everyone laughing?
But yeah, I did the silly, and then I went out and got incredibly drunk.
Was this in Leeds?
It was, yeah, and it's a lovely place, Leeds. It's good for a night out, and we went to this cocktail bar, and I love a cocktail. Right?
Yes, you do.
And because it tastes like happy juice.
Yes.
Is the best way to describe it. But it's just, it goes down so easily, and after like 10 cocktails, you don't realise how drunk you are.
So
and then you get
genuinely,
outside and you're like,
did you have 5 pints during the show? And then a lot of cocktails?
that's a lot for me, right?
Yeah, it's a lot for anyone, mate. Like,
Yeah, I had
wow.
about four or 5 pints and then about 10 cocktails, yeah.
You numpty.
Yeah, and I woke up the next day and there was just, you know, when you wake up and there's just food everywhere.
Oh, right. Okay, was it like food in its natural state, or was it food that had been vomited back up?
No, I didn't throw up, actually. Do you know what? I haven't done that in a long, long time. I've matured in my drinking.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, with your cocktails, it's a very mature.
Yeah. But there was there was an empty pizza box, and my friend told me I consumed that in about 2 minutes. Just whole pan, straight in my gob.
Was it nice?
There was,
you won't remember, will you, sir? No.
I don't remember, mate. There was a half-eaten kebab. There was like chips and garlic, roast potatoes and garlic. There was mozzarella. There was all sorts. We must have just walked to the pizza shop because it was just round the corner from the hotel. This pizza shop. I just ordered whatever we could carry.
You just read down the menu and your inner monologue became your outer monologue, and you just said all of the things you wanted.
I'll take one of everything, please.
Yeah, and buy yourself one.
Yeah. And have one on me.
Did you look at your credit card? Well, your debit card bill the next day. Did you have a look, or did you?
I didn't till about 3 days later.
How
when I
bad
was at work.
was it? Bad.
It was bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still on the pricey side. Yeah.
It's awful, but you had a good time. Although you did get, were you having problems getting back?
Yeah. So I'll get into this later because I'm going to talk about
okay,
the actual service provider in a bit. But we got a Megabus home and the reason we got a Megabus home is actually it worked out cheaper, but also quicker than the train, which is weird.
Okay.
I don't know if the train went to more stops and the Megabus didn't or whatever, but it was half an hour late. But when I'm hungover, you've seen me hungover, Bambi. I'm just miserable and I don't want to do anything. And my friend had me trailing around Leeds, and obviously we had time for the bus, so it was like, we'll pop in. And it was a female friend, so we were popping into like, let's go and have a look at this market. And I was like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit down and feel sorry for myself. So we finally got the bus station, and yeah, the bus was half an hour late.
Ugh.
I perked up. I was all right on the way home.
Was this female friend a female friend you're trying to impress as well?
No.
Oh, okay. So you
female
weren't
friend as in like
an actual female friend, yeah. Okay.
my actual yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. We've been like best friends for like nearly 20 years.
Oh, okay. So you weren't trying to impress her and try to stave off the grump then. So you're quite happy to be grumpy in front of her.
No, she knows exactly who I am.
Fair dues. So,
but yeah.
Well, you had fun. You fed yourself. You drank too much. You looked at your spending. We went out, and I'd not long had the job I've got, and it's a better paid job than I've had in the past. And I was feeling quite smug with myself.
Oh, you feeling flush?
And we went out for a drink, and we ended up in. There's a lot of bars near me that do lots of fancy beers, and we got to this bar, and we've been doing rounds, and this bar does quite pricey beers. And I'm like, hey, it's my round. And everyone's like, no, mate, no, this is ridiculous. I went, no, look, I'm earning. I'm going to do this. And I looked at my bill the next day.
Get yourself on me.
Yeah, oh, mate. And I looked at the bill the next day. And that wasn't what annoyed me, that how much I'd spent. What annoyed me is what a prick I was by just going, no, it's all right, mate. Look at me. Like, what
I just think you were just being nice.
I was, and I was quite happy, but I just felt like a right Doyle for it. Going, no, mate, you get yourself a pint of that beer that's £9 for a pint. That's all right.
You regretted the next day?
Well, the hangover also did not help.
Yeah.
Because,
We've been hungover together many a times.
Yeah,
many
yeah.
Festival hangovers. But sometimes I get really giddy hungover. Like, just going like a really stupid mood.
Oh, I don't have the energy to be stupid. I'm just so tired.
Yeah. I think what it is, it's like I wake up probably still a bit drunk, and then I go on a bit of hyper attack, and then later on the day I just crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a night out the other week, and how I did not have a hangover is beyond me. I'm still waiting for it to happen because it was
it kicks in 3 weeks later.
It was a beer and wine and cocktail kind of a night.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's a wedding night.
Yeah, it's absolute. Like, I shouldn't do it, but I was fine, so I'm a bit scared. Maybe my liver's broke.
Yeah, it's like there's no
Just
point
bypassed
making
it
him
all.
hang over now. He's gonna die soon anyway. Speaking of weddings, happy anniversary, by the way, for the other day.
Thank you very much.
I saw that, and there is a different level of drunk you get at a wedding.
Do you think?
The drunk hangover that I was after your wedding was severe, but I think it's because normally at a wedding you had a different style of wedding, which I loved, and I love that. And if I ever get married, I'd like to do something like that, depending on if they decided to go along with it. like I have a choice. I'm slagging her off, and I've not even met her yet.
Well, that's why you haven't met her.
Yeah, because she heard me slagging her off.
Yeah. All potential females out there have heard
slagging
this.
me off. I haven't even met him yet. But sorry about that impression if I offended you also.
That's definitely what all ladies sound like
Oh,
in our male heads.
Yeah.
Like, my wife's impression of all men is exactly the same. It's hilarious.
Is it that high pitched as well?
Yeah. She thinks all men are Joe Pasquale.
Yeah. But yeah, so you had like a kind of free for all at your wedding, didn't you?
Yeah, it was.
There was no
bring your own
bar, but you
booze.
bring your own booze. But what that escalated to, everyone just brought loads of stuff, just put it on the table. Everyone helped themselves, so you were mixing all sorts, spirits. Thing, so that was a free for all. The least amount of money I've ever spent at a wedding, and probably one of the drunkest as well.
That's exactly what we wanted. We didn't want it to cost people to have to spend money.
Which is a great idea, but also just in weddings in general, because you usually have like the champagne, and then there's wine, and then you go in the bar and people buy you drinks, you buy them drinks, whatever. There's a different level of drunkenness I always find at a wedding.
Because everyone's a bit more jolly in the first place, and maybe
Good
a bit
mood.
more generous.
I love weddings.
Really?
Great. Yeah, I've only got one this year. One.
Right.
I'm going to an old friend from works in July.
Okay. I don't like weddings. I don't like.
Do you not?
I don't like the pressure of any situation like that. So weddings, New Year's parties, anything where it's expected that you're going to get drunk, I hate it.
Oh, see, I look forward to that because I know I'm getting drunk.
No. I think I'm just so stubborn that the situation is that you should get drunk. I'm like, no, you don't tell me what to do. Society doesn't decide.
Just because there's an expectation doesn't mean I'm going to get drunk, even though you probably wanted to drink.
Probably, yeah.
You can't do weddings sober, man.
I'm just a miserable git.
Well,
That's what it is.
I'm aware of that, yeah. But also, today, I had a bit of an adventure today. So I was on a little walk, and I'd only just set off from near my house, and I found this little dog on his own.
Oh.
Little pup. He wasn't a pup, he was quite an old fella. And he was just staring at me, and I was like, who the fuck is he staring at, right? So anyway, I walked, and I thought his owner was behind him. And then when I got up to the top of this like little hill, and he was just on his own, but he was near a motorway, so I was worried about him. But
What, as his car broke down?
the dog's car. But I looked around for this owner, couldn't find him, so I was a bit concerned. So I just shouted. We clicked straight away. I give him a little cuddle. Checked his. He had no tag on or anything. So anyway, I was like,
it checked his balls.
checked his balls, realised he was a boy, and I went, "Here, mate, come with me." So he followed me. I'm a bit of a dog whisperer.
Yeah.
My sister calls me a bit of a Doctor Doolittle. So I was like, "Here, mate, come with me." And I thought, if I walk down the road, because my dog, if you have her off the lead, if she's on the street where, if we get back to home, she'll just dart home and she knows where she'll go and she'll go to the house. So I was walking around and I was hoping he'd dart towards the house, and he didn't. So I walked up and down with him for a bit, and in the end I was like, oh, I'll just bring him home. So I brought him home, and I rang the police. Not an emergency line, don't worry. What's the emergency? I found a lost dog! Just the 101 for some advice. And he said, oh, you'll have to ring the kennel tomorrow. And that worried me, because I thought, well, what if the owner doesn't contact the kennel?
Yeah.
And they put this poor little sod down. I couldn't live with that. So I was like, I was living with the fact that I've got a new dog.
She'd already come to terms with, well, this has happened.
This is happening because there's no way, and I know I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I would have took him to the kennels, and then I would have rang up in a week and said, look, is he being picked up? No. And then I would have picked him up myself. Because
had you named him?
Well, my niece came round and she was naming him, but she named him about 8 different names, to be honest. I hadn't settled on one because I didn't want to get too attached. But he was loving life in the house. The whole family was over because it was Mother's Day, and he'd settled right in. And then eventually, we found the owner was round the corner from where I live. He'd just been painting his fence in the garden.
Right.
He went, I didn't even realise he'd gone. And he was like, I've only been doing it 15 minutes, and that's a filthy lie, because I was outside with him for about half an hour, and then he was in my house for about 45 minutes. So
Little liar.
He was like, his name's Gizmo.
Aw, my cat's called Gizmo.
Yeah, but I was very disappointed that we found the owner. I was very much content with the fact that we had a new dog.
Oh, we'll just go and steal him.
I might do. I know where he lives.
Find his keepers.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
Yeah, so that was my day consisted of cutting the grass and finding a stray dog and
Dog adventures.
Yeah, dog adventures with Morgan Fantastic.
Amazing. Tune in next week for the conclusion of did he steal a dog or not?
Yeah, I just keep finding stray dogs. It turns out I'm stealing them.
Yeah, the police don't really deal with that, and the dog pound thing. I don't know if it still happens the way we imagine it. I'm not sure.
Well, I presume so, because I presume so. If they
Does
don't
a
get
man
picked up
with
eventually,
a net come round? And...
No, I don't think it's like on Lady and the Tramp.
Right. Okay.
Or 101 Dalmatians. But there is obviously an actual kennel, and then I think after a while, they'll probably put them like for adoption, and then if no one adopts, then I think they put them down, don't they? Which is awful. If I had lots of money, I would just buy a big property, just let the dogs roam free.
Yes. Well, roam free. Or would you
take over my life? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think dogs naturally would become a pack, wouldn't they?
Yeah, with me as their leader.
Nah, I think you're not the alpha. Sorry. Even with Chihuahuas, you wouldn't be the alpha. Definitely with Chihuahuas, in fact.
He was, what dog was he? He was a Shih Tzu, a little old Shih Tzu. But he had a little grey beard and everything. He was like a little old soul.
Oh,
I have a thing about animals.
Right.
I should have called him the Colonel. In fact, when I get him back, I will.
Yes.
But yeah, I have a thing about animals. They're better than people, aren't they? So.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
I was talking to a squirrel yesterday.
What did he say?
Something about his nuts.
Did he?
I think he went, D's nuts.
Yeah, I think he's a pervert, that squirrel, isn't he?
been watching too many memes on the internet.
Yeah, you've told me about Ian the Squirrel before. He's a sex trafficker.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah, but he's a nice chap, and he was in my garden, and we had a little chat.
He's a nice chap. You hear people say that about gangsters, don't you? You know what? He was a nice lad. Until you crossed him, and then
Shit about the murder, but
blow your kneecaps off or something.
we all do bad things, don't
Yeah,
we?
you know, just stick on the right side of him. Don't owe him money.
Shit about the drugs, but he was a lovely lad.
Yeah. He wasn't.
That'd be a good sketch, that, wouldn't it? Be two old nanas just talking about like really bad people.
Or their
He
grandsons.
was a lovely...
The
Yeah,
grandsons.
the grandsons of... Oh, that's it. You could be like the grandsons of, like mass murderers.
Oh, how's Billy doing?
Yeah. He's all right. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah.
Is he out of jail yet?
No, he's in for life.
Is he? Oh, what was it he did again?
Oh, he murdered about 8 women.
Oh yeah, it's a shame that he was doing well at college, wasn't he, and everything.
It is, but they might have just been winding him up.
He was a good-looking chap, like, wasn't he?
He was, wasn't he? I could see why the women fell for him.
Yeah, He did make me a little bit horny.
Yeah, which is a bit weird, you paedophile.
So that's how that sketch would go, but maybe
It would, and we'd be cancelled because
I thought you said we'd be cats. So
yeah,
that
we'd
sketch
be
would be old lady
cats.
cats talking about their grandson cats.
It was the Aberfagel 8-year anniversary, and I was going to post on it. Oh, should we do another? And I thought, well, you'd probably murder me if we did.
Was this the first or the second? Yeah,
The second, 8 years since the second,
right.
and it looks like we're making a new show. The first sketch is parrots with people singing behind. This,
Right,
the
let's
second
write these
sketch
down. Give me a second.
Two
Where's
old women cats
women cats.
who
Parrots.
are the mothers of famous murderers, nattering about how they're not that bad.
Yeah.
Yabberfaggle the third.
My chair is squeaking. I do apologise.
It's okay, sweetheart. But yeah, I would love to do a third Yabberfaggle, but I think we're all busy now, innit?
In it.
We're all busy now, aren't we? I don't know if we'd have the time, but yeah.
Maybe when we're all in the retirement home together, the big
Could you Yabberfaggle the third?
the big beige retirement home.
With all our dogs running round.
All our dogs and pervert nana cats
And the singing parrots.
and singing parrots. I look forward to it. It'll be very peaceful.
Yabberfaggle.
I would have to quit. Like I couldn't be in the same home as you guys.
No, you wouldn't. No.
No, I couldn't cope. Only if I had like my own room that I could totally soundproof and just hide away in.
Oh God, imagine you in an old people's home. Do you know when the activity coordinator comes in, they're like, right, come on, we're going to do yoga. And
No.
you're already miserable.
No, I'm not doing yoga. Yoga's for young women.
I'm not doing old fun. Happy New Year! Fuck off.
Oh, Happy New Year. I've had enough New Year's, you fucking tart.
Come on, Nana Rick. You're going to a wedding. I'm not getting drunk.
You can't make me. Okay, don't. Give me a
You
pint.
don't have to.
Yeah.
No, well, I will now. Because you said.
I won't do it because you told me. I was going to, but I'm not now. I'm not doing it.
Just do what you want, Nana Rick.
Why do you keep calling me Nana Rick?
Because you dress like a cat.
Oh, yeah. Yep, so that's the third sketch of our new show.
Yeah.
Sorted there.
Do you know what? I forgot we were doing the podcast. We're just actually.
Just talking shite.
Well, yeah.
That's the
and
podcast.
creating
Sorry to break it to you.
Talking shite. I'll write that down. Anyway, have we got some news? Because that's the longest one have you been doing with ever
Yeah,
doing.
we've got some news. This is the news. Listen to the news. Very truthful news. Super important news. The news. Intro. There you go, that's the news. Intro.
Yeah, I took that away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Okay. Free chips for school kids.
Dog terrifies town.
Goats in space.
World's boringest person revealed.
Boris Johnson fucking loves the war.
Couple demand comedy refund due to the war.
And that's my news. Was that your news?
Snooze.
Snooze. Okay, so first one. Free chips for school kids. So, this is a Conservative government apology for when Thatcher stole the milk. So remember that? Like, it was, you were probably not born or very, very young, but Prime Minister Thatcher, the headlines were Thatcher stole my milk or something like that. Because school kids used to get free milk at, I think, junior school level.
Yeah.
And
They brought it back, though. I remember getting
yeah,
it.
yeah. The Conservative government removed that, and it obviously upset a lot of people. So what they've done now, as a big fuck you to Jamie Oliver, they are making sure all kids have some nutrition, but in the form of chips. So they're going to give free school meal chips to every child who wishes to have them.
Sponsored by the local MP, Bobo.
Bobo, the local MP, yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board for that, you know. Who doesn't love chips?
I love them.
So yeah, dog terrifies town. Basically, there's a town called Corsham, Wiltshire, in Wiltshire, where a pair of hooligan chihuahuas are causing havoc.
Those bloody hooligan chihuahuas.
And apparently, this little town is scared of these dogs. Apparently, the two dogs are so unpleasant. A former police German Shepherd was attacked and very scared of them. But apparently the dogs are very known. They're only £65, these little bastards, but they're just causing terror in the streets. And apparently the townsfolk are very concerned. And one quote was described them as bloody Mexican hooligans. That is actually a quote, and I don't know why they brought Mexican into it.
Sorry, where was this town?
Down south.
No, did they have sombreros on?
A Chihuahua's Mexican
I don't know.
dogs.
Is that the origin of the Chihuahua?
Bloody Mexican hooligans, they called them.
Amazing.
So yeah, bloody dogs. So if you're ever in that town, be careful.
You said there was £65. Is that in weight or costing?
£65.
Oh, right,
weight,
okay.
yeah.
It's an unusual way to put it. You normally put £5 to £6. You'd go. Okay, that's just being
Don't
fantastic.
talk to me about metrics.
Yeah. What, dog tricks or metrics?
All the tricks.
Scale-electrics?
Yes.
Dogs doing tricks on scale-electrics? Yes.
Twix.
Twix tricks? I'm
Right,
sure there's a
your
show
next
like
one.
that somewhere.
Probably. What's your next story?
Okay, goats in space. NASA is putting goats in space to see if they can climb mountains in space. So do you know, like, goats can climb mountains?
They climb mountains, very steep mountains, don't they?
So they're putting them in space to see how they cope. But I don't think they quite realise that space isn't, like...
A mountain.
Isn't a mountain, or doesn't have mountains just floating about. I'm not quite sure why they're doing
Unless
that.
it means on the moon. Is the mountains on the moon?
There certainly would be, because of all the craters, or...
Yeah,
well,
so
we've got a
maybe to
hole,
see
you've got
if
to... Yeah, you've got a peak and a trough.
What's the benefit if they prove that they can?
I don't know, maybe, like, you send them out there to start mining or something, or making some
just
funny...
too many goats and they don't want to kill them, so they're just like...
Send them to the moon, yeah, maybe some YouTube videos, because I would watch a YouTube video of a
problem.
goat in space.
Yeah, goats in space sounds like
Goats in space!
Sounds like a franchise waiting to happen.
It is. I think when Marvel run out of superheroes, that's what they're going to do.
I think that's coming. Disney Plus near you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So goats in space, there you go.
So yes, scientists have discovered what they believe to be the most boringest person in the world. So if basically, I'm sorry to break this to you, but if you live in a small town, you're an accountant who likes watching TV, I'm afraid you're the most boringest person in the world.
Oh my goodness, that describes probably a good few people.
Yeah. Also said the most boringest hobbies are religion.
That's not a hobby.
Depends. Religion, bird watching, and smoking are now seen as the dullest hobbies while working in a data analysis, cleaning, and banking jobs.
Okay.
Also signs that you're not that interesting. The person who was leading the study said boring people are generally disliked and avoided by others. He said the irony is studying boredom is actually very interesting, has many real life impacts. But yeah, right, yeah. He said boring jobs and hobbies. Perceptions can change, but people may not take the time to speak to those with boring jobs and hobbies, instead of choosing to avoid them. But these people aren't given a chance to break free from these negative stereotypes and prove people wrong. So yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you. Apparently you're boring.
Oh.
Which is weird because, right?
Yeah.
I've changed my role, but 3 months ago, my role was a data analysis. I like watching TV, and I live in a town.
What? But you're not religious. You don't smoke, and you're not really a Twitcher, a bird watcher, are you?
I talk to them.
Right.
My God! I'm boring!
You're boring. You're well boring, mate. I'm not even going to talk to you. You're so boring.
Yeah, so... But also, some people might argue that science is boring, so...
Science is geeky, but not boring.
I wouldn't say it's boring.
No.
I just think it's a bit of a... Do you know what I mean? Do something interesting with your science. Not shout out boring people. Let them be boring as long as they're happy.
Yeah, fuck that. Right. Boris Johnson fucking loves the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our wonderful leader, Boris, was in the midst of being investigated for all these parties. It's funny that's been forgotten about, isn't it? Yeah, all these parties and all the misspending of funds.
Things he's done, yeah. And the fact that all the bills were going up before the war, they now blame the war, but
it's quite
already announced that they're already going up. They were already going up before.
So all of these things are like being forgot about because obviously the terrible war that's happening in Ukraine.
Yeah, and of course it's awful. We support the people of Ukraine fully on the podcast. Of course we do. And what is happening is scary, and it's scary for the world. But it is also not okay for these things to be forgotten about.
No, absolutely not, and I hope they don't. I mean, what was
the media can only cover one thing at a time. COVID's now forgotten about. Brexit was forgotten about when COVID came about.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But who's that? Rees-Mogg or Smug Twat or whatever his name is.
They're all smug twats.
He said something like, "Oh well, this whole Partygate was just fluff," or something like that. I might be totally misquoting.
In their eyes, they'll say there's more important things to discuss now.
And there are more important things, but it doesn't mean we need to forget.
Doesn't mean to forget. And Boris has been given a fucking scapegoat, hasn't he?
Scapegoat in space. That's and we linked it together. I think you had a war story, did you not?
Yeah, this is a true story. So,
all of mine is true.
Comedy refund due to the war.
Oh, yes.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah, so a friend of mine, promoter, got sent that.
Yeah,
quite early on, and then it's done the rounds, and
so I imagine it's been talked about in the comedy circuit as well. So yeah, staff at a comedy club in Blackpool claims they had a request for a refund because of the invasion in Ukraine. Has made travel from Hull unsafe. I'm going to read the letter out to you.
Please do.
Okay. So, because this made me laugh. This email in full. Now, we've all told a little white lie to get out of something. I've also, needed to swap tickets before, but not to this extent. So, complaint for the manager. My husband had a trip planned to Blackpool this weekend, and we have got tickets to your Saturday Night Laugh show at 7 on the date above. I spoke to someone called Rob, if that's his real name, on Facebook texts. Asking for a refund for our 2 tickets, which we paid in full a few weeks ago. Due to the events in Russia and Ukraine, it's not safe for us to travel as we're both retired. Due to this, it's safer that we stay nearer to home until it's sorted. I told Rob that we wanted a refund, and he said, said he would move tickets to another date, but I do not want that because I don't know how long this will go on for. No one knows. He shows me the so-called terms and conditions, which I did not read when I booked the tickets a few weeks ago, like nobody does, and nowhere in them does it say about no refunds for a war. As it is not in your so-called terms and conditions, I am legally allowed a full refund, and I will be taking this to trading standards if not refunded in 24 hours. I mean it! We cannot attend both. We cannot attend because of things beyond our control. So arrange a full refund, both tickets to be arranged on the direct debit card I used to buy the 2 tickets. We have already lost money on train tickets and our bed and breakfast booking. As they say, we have just chose not to go. But this is just probably everyone in Blackpool sticking together to scam people during a war. Disgusting. You are supposed to be a comedy store, but this is not funny at all. Have some respect. My solicitor will be informed and I will report you to trading standards if you do not pay me back within 24 hours. Your regards.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
mental.
Amazing.
I love the... I know it's an old couple, but I love the fact a message on Facebook text. But it's also the little bits like, but I do not want this because I don't know how long this will go on for. No one knows, and it's all in capital letters.
Brilliant. So you've worked in customer service jobs,
I have,
customer facing, sort of.
As you have as well, and we've talked about that on here.
It just amazes me how many people claim or use the trading standards thing.
Yeah.
It's like no, they don't give a shit.
Also, it's like
in terms and conditions, like
you're using whatever's like. The thing is, they might be genuinely concerned about that, but like, I don't know. Sometimes make people make bigger things about them, don't they?
Yeah. But that is quite funny.
That was the news.
That was the news. That was the news. You listen to the news. Very truthful news. Super important news. The news. Outro.
Are normal portion sizes just not enough? Do you have a big appetite? Do you have your own gravitational pull? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need professional help. Why not roll on down to Bobo's Diner and Soft Play? You can choose from our vast menu of culinary delights, all served on a bed of all the cheese, smothered in cascades of battered gravy and a trough of chips. Why not check out our special offers, including our bottomless pints of syrup with bacon bits and cream? This week only, anyone over 25 stone can eat for free and take home a doggy bag. And remember to enter into our all-you-can-eat Chubby Bub's Tub of Grub contest, held on the last Friday of every week. This week's challenge includes 3 troughs of chips, half a cow cooked in Bobo's butter sauce served on a trough of chips, 3 more troughs of chips, a trough of chips, and a life-size statue of Bobo himself made from mincemeat, chocolate, and sweetbreads. All washed down with 1 gallon of lard and Jelly Baby smoothie. 3rd place receives a trough of chips, 2nd place receives a mobility scooter, and our winner receives a triple heart bypass and our special Bobo badge, which reads, "I've eaten more than my body weight in utter muck, and my cholesterol is fairly high." Bobo's Diner and Soft Play on Linthorpe Road, Middlesbrough. You know where it is.
So that was the news, sponsored by Bobo's Diner and Soft Play.
The local MP.
The local MP. So that I was glad we talked about the chips because that advert fit because you mentioned Bobo.
We're tying it a lot in today, aren't we? Bambi, do you have any dislikes or likes of the week?
Yeah, I like it when other people cook.
Yeah, I do.
Because there's many reasons. So 1, you're not cooking. 2 is depending on the cook and if they're good, they will put in more seasoning and butter and things that you probably wouldn't because you'll be cautious when you cook for yourself. But it always tastes better when someone puts far too much bad stuff in it. Yum yum.
I agree.
I like it when other people cook. I'm
also lazy.
Oh yeah, the lazy. I also have a dislike. I dislike hard work. So I've been doing some digging.
Also lazy.
Digging out trees and roots, and it hurts.
Where from? Other people's houses?
Yeah, they don't know. No one's asked me to do it. Just been going along like random parks and getting a big old oak tree and digging it out with a little spade all on my own, dragging it home and making a toothpick out of it, like some kind of advert for toothpicks. I also dislike Wi-Fi networks, so I've been trying to set up the network at home properly, and I've bought these. It's called a mesh network, and it allows you to get Wi-Fi further out and stuff like that. And I fucking hate it. I just don't understand. It doesn't work. I'm feeling old. I'm feeling like an old person trying to use an iPhone for the first time. I understand all the things I'm meant to do and what it's meant to do, but it just doesn't fucking work. So I hate it. So if there's any clever people out there who want to come and help me with my Wi-Fi, please.
Well, we're screwed because you used to be the tech guy.
Oh yeah, no,
you were our go-to tech guy.
Networking is my weakness. I can't do it. I just can't get my head around it.
Okay.
So there you go. That's my likes and dislikes.
My dislike is I don't have any likes.
Yeah.
No, my dislike is the Megabus. We talked about it. I always use it because it's cheap. It's cheap, but you get what you pay for.
Oh, yeah.
I once got a Megabus, for £1 from London to Middlesbrough.
Wow.
And it took nearly about 18 hours because it literally zigzagged up the country.
Oh, no.
But I had no money at the time, so my choices were limited. I'd come back from travelling and been a silly sausage and spent all my money. So I got this ticket for £1, which was a saving grace, but my God, was it long. Also, I've been on another Megabus where they overbooked the bus twice and expected 2 bus loads to get onto one bus.
Oh, what? So what happened?
People were sitting in the aisles. They're expecting
That's
people
disgusting. That's a safety issue
sitting on
as
people's
much as anything.
knees. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, it was absolutely mental.
Were you in the aisle, on a knee, in the driver's seat,
I was
on the
sat
roof?
on the window, and I had already been on the bus for a while, so I wasn't.
I can just imagine the amount of body heat and
it stunk.
Smelly breath and
It was a warm day as well. I remember.
No.
I remember just being like, "God, this is hell." So yeah, the Megabus. For whatever reason, National Express is nicer, but Megabus is cheaper, but it takes longer. So there's caveats, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't like
And
these.
they're always late. And the last driver of the Megabus we used last week was well rude.
Was he?
Yeah, he was just miserable.
Did you? Oh, it wasn't me. It was another.
Be like you as a bus driver.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so glad I'm no longer doing a customer facing job, because the older you get, the less kind of guarded you get, don't you? I think you become a bit more free and vocal. So when I was a teenager, I was very cocky, cheeky shit, and then I kind of held back a lot, because you realise you kind of got to, and then you start to get old and go, fuck it, I've earned my time.
Way, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
usually the other way, a bit more reserved, and then as you get older, because you start to care less.
Yeah, you think I've earned my time.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Or you come full circle. You start out cocky, you even out, and then when you're old,
Yeah,
you become cocky again.
I've never had a reason to be cocky. I just a knobhead.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that. Have you?
Hey, I've got some Morgan Ad's questions.
I was just about to ask, have you got any questions for me?
I have, yeah.
Go on then.
Because we talked about animals a lot, it's been a
Yeah.
bit animal themed. I've got some animal related questions.
Go on then.
Okay, if animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
Oh, I think
most potty mouthed.
I think it's going to be cats,
Okay.
because they don't give a fuck anyway.
Yeah, they'd be like, fuck off.
They'd be like, they'd be really rude. They'd be demanding of the tea and the breakfast and whatever, and then they would not only be rude, they would tell guests
Yeah.
what you've said about them.
Oh, there'd be snitches.
Yeah, proper snitches. But in front of you, not even behind your back. They don't give a fuck. They'll do it right in front of your face. Say, "Here, Dave, did you see what Brenda said about you?" And Dave will go, "No." I say, "Oh, Brenda said that your bacon stinks," or whatever. That's what would happen.
Cats.
Cats would be nasty.
I think dolphins. But,
this fucking horrible bitch swam with me.
No, in a different way.
Oh, okay.
Because I think dolphins are big flirts. Me, they're always like wanting to be around humans, aren't they? But they always like love the women, and I bet they're like sex pests.
You reckon?
Yeah, and if they could talk, I bet they're like, "Come here."
Yeah, finger my blowhole.
Let me finger your blowhole. Do you know what I mean? I reckon they'd be dead crude.
Oh yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah.
And they're always going or whatever noise they make, and I bet they're going, "I want to fuck you."
Yeah, I think you're right. So they're not even cheeky chappies. They're just fucking vile, aren't they?
Yeah. Let me stick this snout right up here.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
What is your spirit animal and why?
Oh, it's gonna be a bear, isn't it? Like we've called me a
koala?
bear before. No, like a grizzly. Proper
grizzly.
got woken up early in the woods. Proper at a grump with everyone. Can't find food. Scratching my back on a tree.
Yeah.
Shitting wherever I please. Yeah. I'm a bear. I'm a grizzly.
Okay. I like that. I'd be a wolf.
You reckon? A lone wolf, or would you be
I could be a bit of a lone wolf, but I also like to be a part of a pack. And
You want to lick your balls, don't you?
I'd love to.
That's
I'd
what
love
you want
to.
to do. Yeah.
But also, I'm sure I've told this story before. I probably have. But the time when I'd smoked some weed and it had hallucinogenics and I thought I was a wolf, I turned into a wolf. And also the time where I was in Camp America, and I went back to the cabin I was staying in, and every cabin had an insignia of an animal, and ours was the wolf. And ever since then, I thought, "Do you know what? I think I'm a wolf. And if I ever get a tattoo, I want to get a wolf.
So I want you to get a wolf tattoo, but I want it to be lame. Like I will pay.
Smoking a doobie.
Yeah, I will pay for a wolf smoking a doobie in a cartoon style, so not realism. So the wolf needs to look a bit like Wile E. Coyote style animation, smoking a big fat doobie with with some
wolf,
kind of, you know, that's all folks logo thing behind it.
Yeah.
Something like that, but some pun on weed.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Like
also,
let's grow folks or something like
that. Yeah.
I'll
but
pay
also,
for it.
The wolf has my face.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
when I looked in the mirror, I saw the face of a wolf.
Yeah.
So it'd be quite funny to have the wolf's body, but with my face.
Right. Let's get some tattoo artists in touch. See if they can do that for us.
I'm sure they would. What animal is the biggest party animal?
I reckon it's a fox.
That's a great shout.
Yeah,
Why?
I reckon because they just slump around all night, walking around, find a bit of a party, give it a bit of a
They
yell.
love bingo.
Yeah, they love bingo. They'll shake their tails at you, and then just slaughter off when they're done. Like they don't care. But yeah, I think fox.
I think parrots.
Parrots. The ones that are
'cause-
singing the Plush Gulass song.
Yeah, because they've got the feathers and they like to DJ.
You reckon?
Yeah, they like to spin the decks with their bird arms.
Wings. I think they're called wings.
Oh yeah, them as well.
Yep.
Yeah. If animal could talk again, which would be the most boring?
See, I'm going to avoid like the sloth or things like that. I reckon the most boring would be a shrew. I mean, what the fuck do they have to talk about? They've got nothing. Nothing that I would care to hear. So I reckon a shrew. Fucking boring bastard shrews.
Or about moles? They're always just banging in. Hey, I'm blind. All right, get
I
over
think
it.
moles are storytellers. I think they just make shit up. Because they've got no reference
bullshitters.
points, have they? They've got no references.
And how do we know they're blind? We
Yeah.
haven't got their eyes.
Fucking, they're just after benefits, are the cheeky bastard moles.
Cheeky bastard moles. What animal would you come back as?
Mole. No, it'd probably be a bird of some description. Something that is... I'd probably want to be a predator. I wouldn't want to be, like, got at by cats and shit like that. So it'd have to be something big. Not a seagull, because they're
eagle?
knobheads. Yeah, probably an eagle. But not
I
a
can
bald
see you as an
eagle.
owl.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. You look like you've got one of those heads that can spin round.
Yeah, okay. An owl. It's been decided. I'll come back as an owl. Yeah, that's it. I'm an owl.
I'd like to come back as a meerkat.
What, like to get a better chance of being on telly?
Yeah, because I love selling stuff. They're just dead nosy, aren't they? They're always propped up and they're like, what? They're always like inquisitive. What the fuck's going on here? They're always like, what's going on over there? What's that? They're always up, perched up, aren't they, with little arms? They're always like dead nosy, and I think that'd be a good way to live.
Okay, very good.
And they're quite good looking animal, aren't they?
I'm not attracted to them.
I am.
Fair enough.
Anyway, should we do our socials?
Oh, yeah. I haven't even got the capacity to think and make some up today.
Oh,
so I'll
no.
just get it to you.
Okay. Twitter at The Daft Hour, Facebook / The Daft Hour. You can email us at thedafthour@gmail.com. You can find us at YouTube at The Daft Hour in all good podcast platforms. Okay, I've wrote some things down for Name That Show.
Okie dokie.
I've got Talking Shite. I've got Goats in Space.
Mm-hmm.
I've got I'm inclusive to all tits. Get yourself one on me. And because you're dressed as a cat.
I think get yourself one on me.
Get yourself one on me. I like that.
Do you go for that?
Yeah, so the name of the show is
Get yourself
one on me. Lovely.
Brilliant.
Right. Well, it's been a lovely show. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day right back at you. I'm going to play us out with a word from our sponsors.
Goodbye.
Stay daft.
Stay daft.
Bye, 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 bye.
Oh, darling, I'm having chest pains. Here at Bobo's Diner and Soft Play, for a limited time only, if you can eat your way out of a blue whale's heart, then you can win a holiday to the Democratic Republic of Congo for you and a friend of similar weight. I think I'm having a heart attack. Bobo's Diner and Soft Play. Call an ambulance, I need to get to Bobo's. You know where it is, you big, fat, bloody thing, you.